After 30 days, the swelling in my knees started to go down. In 60 days, I was back on the golf course. I love to play golf, but before taking Provitamin Complete, I couldn't walk 9 holes on a little 3-par executive golf course. But after 60 days, I was back on the golf course playing 18 holes. The pain was almost gone.
Right now, America does have a health crisis. Hundreds of billions a year, or even trillions, are being spent on health care, or more correctly, the way we're doing it right now, sick care. Costs are skyrocketing, and if we don't make some changes, things are only going to get worse. Millions of baby boomers, almost 8,000 a day, are retiring and approaching retirement age. I know I'm one of them, and one of our top concerns is staying healthy and our quality of life. Your health is even more important than money. You can have all the money in the world, and if you don't have your health, what good is it? We spend more than any other country and rate 72nd, according to the World Health Organization 2000 study, in level of citizens' health. It's pretty obvious we're doing something wrong. I'm sure some of you have heard this from your doctor. I know I have. Taking supplements is a waste of money. You get everything you need from the food that you eat. Well, that probably was true at one time, but even doctors now advocate taking supplements and admit that you're putting yourself at risk for serious disease if you don't. If we're spending more money per person than any other nation and rank 72nd in level of health, pretty obvious we're doing something wrong. An increasing number of people are taking supplements and taking a proactive approach in protecting their own health. Paul Zane Pilzer, world-renowned economist and best-selling author, talks about this trend in his book, The Wellness Revolution. How important to your health is taking supplements? Most of us, if we were asked, would agree it's probably a good thing to take vitamins, but most of us don't go out of our way to do it. So I'm asking again, just how important to our health is taking supplements? Well, Provitamin Complete is far more than just a vitamin supplement. But let's just take that one area and see how important that is and what effects that alone can have on your health. You've heard of the USA Today newspaper. Well, this is their weekend supplement, and this happens to be the online version, USA Weekend. And in there they have an article by a lady named Jean Carper called Eat Smart. And what she did is she compiled the results of a bunch of studies showing just what the benefits are of taking vitamins and supplements. What I've actually done here is taken that article and blown up some sections of it so you can read it better here on the screen. The first thing we've got is fewer infections. Taking multiple vitamins for a year boosted immune functioning and cut infections such as the flu 40% in diabetics and 50% in the elderly. With all the fuss about H1N1 and the normal flu, that's a significant difference just by taking a good quality multiple vitamin. Less heart disease. In a new Swedish study, it shows that men who took multiple vitamins had a 20% lower risk of heart attacks and women a 35% lower risk. Less cancer. Harvard studies show that taking multiple vitamins cut the risk of colon cancer by 50% in women with a family history of the disease. Fewer cataracts. Taking a multiple vitamin for more than 10 years slashed the risk of this cause of clouded vision by 60%, says a study of ophthalmologists. Now, cataracts pretty easy to fix nowadays, but it just goes to show if it's doing that for your eyes, which is just another organ in your body, think about what it's doing for your other organs. Higher kids' IQ. A lot of people think vitamins are mostly for older people. As you can see here, 10 out of 13 studies show that giving children a multiple vitamin mineral supplement raises their nonverbal IQ scores by as much as 30%. You add that to what else it does, such as strengthening their immune system, and it absolutely makes sense to give kids vitamins and mineral supplements. As you can see, these study results are not based on what a bunch of fly-by-night outfits did, some little unheard-of school. These are big universities that all of us recognize, such as the University of North Carolina, University of Madison, Wisconsin, and Harvard University. Next, I'd like to address the importance of minerals, particularly trace minerals. In order for our bodies to absorb most minerals, they have to be processed by a plant first. We can't absorb minerals, or most minerals, in their elemental form. The plant absorbs mineral from the soil and turns the elemental mineral into a form our body can readily use. The problem is we grow on the same land year after year and only replace 3 minerals. Any of you with a farming background are familiar with that. It's called NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and the body needs about 60. Back about 75 years ago in 1936, a study was commissioned by the government. It's called Senate Document 264, and here basically is what it says. We can't get the minerals we need from the food we eat anymore. It says things like, and I quote, "Foods no longer contain enough of certain minerals. 99% of the American people are deficient in these minerals, and that a marked deficiency in any one of the most important minerals actually results in disease. Lacking minerals, vitamins are useless. Our physical well-being is more directly dependent upon the minerals we take into our systems than upon vitamins." Unquote. So that means we can't get all those benefits from the vitamins we just talked about if we don't have the minerals and trace minerals our body needs. That was back in 1936. Do you think the fruits and vegetables we get today are any better mineral-wise? Still grown on that same depleted soil. Maybe no worse, but certainly no better. ProVitamin Complete contains 63 trace ionic minerals derived from sea vegetation grown where there's no pollution and the soil is very rich in these minerals. Actually, that's what used to happen. The most fertile farmlands would flood and the silt carried in by the waters would replenish the minerals the crops took out of the soil. Then we built dams, dikes, levees, and such to stop that. Not as smart as we thought we were, huh? Maybe some of you have heard the Dead Doctors Don't Lie audio. It was an audio done by a Dr. Joel Wallach about 15 years ago, and it addressed this issue. How the lack of minerals and trace minerals are greatly increasing our incidence of arthritis, kidney stones, aneurysms, cancer, and many other diseases. It used to be doctors said you got everything you needed from the food you ate. Well, as of June 2002, they're admitting people should be taking supplements. This is from their national journal, JAMA, which stands for the Journal of the American Medical Association. And I quote, "Most people do not consume an optimal amount of all vitamins by diet alone. Pending strong evidence of effectiveness from randomized trials, it appears prudent for all adults to take vitamin supplements." You'll also notice this report is titled "Vitamins for Chronic Disease Prevention in Adults." Okay, do you agree that it makes sense to take this product? I mean, with the statistical drop in cancer, heart disease, infections that we saw in that USA Today article, with the doctors saying that we need to supplement to reduce the risk of chronic disease out of the JAMA article, the fact that according to the studies that we can't get the trace minerals we need from our fruits and vegetables anymore, pretty hard to argue that we shouldn't be taking something like ProVitamin Complete. What does feeling good cost? The answer is, it doesn't cost, it saves. Saves you pain and discomfort. Saves you your quality of life. Lets you participate in life. If you're not feeling good, you end up missing out on all the fun things. Just sitting around the house. One other thing you save by feeling good and taking care of your body is doctor visits and prescriptions. Just one prescription can cost as much as taking ProVitamin for 3 to 6 months. So what we're really talking about here is what does ProVitamin Complete cost so you can feel good. ProVitamin Complete, which is the very best I feel that you can buy, costs about $1 a day for a single person. $35 for a bottle. Or about $140 for a month's supply for a family of 4 or 5. Smaller children only use about half an ounce a day. Some of the great things about ProVitamin Complete is it's a liquid. You don't have to swallow a handful of pills. And as a liquid, it's 98% absorbable. Plus, look at all the stuff you'd have to buy to duplicate it. Even everything you see here pictured below wouldn't replace it. There is nothing out there that compares. All natural, organic, and updated as needed to make it the very best you can buy. One other thing I want to bring to your attention. Remember when I said ProVitamin Complete is much more than just a multiple vitamin? Well, here's the proof. Lots of people think that you can just go down to your store, buy a brand name multiple vitamin, and be all set. Nothing could be further from the truth. Even the vitamin part of ProVitamin Complete is superior to most of what you'll find at your supermarket or drugstore. Our vitamins are natural, plus ProVitamin Complete has those critical ionic trace minerals and provides you with an excellent source of organic calcium along with 63 natural major and trace minerals. Here are some of the things that you can't get with those store brands. Your essential fatty acids, your omega-3s, fish oil, etc. Liquid protein amino acids, which are essential to hundreds of your body's processes, including building muscle, healthy skin, hair, and nails. And because ProVitamin Complete is made from real fruits and vegetables, you get all the antioxidants, bioflavonoids, and phytonutrients. For about an extra 50 cents a day, you can have the best. As you can see in this chart, there is no.
As a matter of fact, they've done amazing things for me and for my family. I got involved in the product really looking for a nutritional, better life than what my husband had. My husband died an untimely death, and I honestly believe if I had these products at the time when he was alive, he would still be here.
What happened to me about 5 years ago is I started getting horrible cramps in my calf every time I ran, almost to a point where I couldn't walk when I got done. And within 3 or 4 days of taking this stuff, they went away. That was 4 years ago, and I haven't had a cramp since. And I'm not going to stop taking it, for that particular reason. I mean, if it didn't do anything else for me. I don't take any other vitamins. I used to take probably 20 pills a day, handfuls of vitamins, all different things. I don't take anything but that ounce a day of Pro Vitamin Complete. That's all I take.